important role in calcium metabolism. Right? So this would be the thyroid, which is, you know, like from the top to the bottom, the first gland. Right? Followed by the suprarenal glands or adrenal glands that are basically sitting on top of kidneys. Very good. And these glands, let me see if we see any of these, probably somewhere there, we're going to see them. They have a cortical area that are secreting mineralocorticoids and glucocorticoids, and a central area or a medullary area inside, which is, if you remember from the nervous system, and especially from the autonomic nervous system, it is a sympathetic ganglion. It's a modified sympathetic ganglion. And this modified sympathetic ganglion secretes adrenaline and noradrenaline, also known as epinephrine and norepinephrine. It is the portion of the adrenal gland that's responsible for fight or flight responses. Right? So let's say you see a bear in the doorway, right? You see a bear in the doorway, and the first reaction is like cuddly, oh, little bear. No. Bears are scary. I don't know if you've seen them in person. I have. It's absolutely, because they're out everything us. They're out run us. They're much stronger than we are. They're scary. So when you see something scary that puts your body in a fight or flight response, is because of the secretion of epinephrine and norepinephrine by the adrenal medulla, right? Other endocrine glands are dispersed in the body of the, and especially in the tail of the pancreas. So I don't know if you remember from digestion. If not, we're going to go over next week. This is the pancreas. It's a retroperitoneal organ. Some people are calling it digestive associated organ, or but it's a mixed organ. It's exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine means that its secretion of enzymes, right, is being eliminated outside of the pancreas in the duodenum through the pancreatic duct, and the hormonal secretion of the pancreas, represented by the islets of Langerhans, which are islets of tissue, endocrine tissue, especially in the tail of the pancreas. And there are two populations of cells, alpha and beta, and they secrete insulin and glucagon. So these are the two hormones secreted by the endocrine pancreas, insulin and glucagon. Insulin lowers the concentration of glucose in the blood, because what insulin is doing is actually binding to cells in periphery, like muscle cells, cardiac cells, nervous cells, all kinds of cells. And insulin is actually opening up some channels for glucose to come inside the cell, right, and be used as food, as energy source by the cell. Glucagon is doing something exactly opposite. When the amount of glucose drops in the blood, because it's 8 hours since the last time we had some food, is what glucagon is doing is actually increasing the amount of glucose in the blood by a process called gluconeogenesis. It breaks down glucagon where it was stored and frees that glucose in the blood. These are the parathyroids. Sometimes they're 4, sometimes they're 6. Very careful when you are performing a thyroidectomy, right, which is a surgical removal of the thyroid for whatever reason, not to remove the parathyroids, because if you remove the parathyroids, the patient's going to die. So be careful, right? As we're going down from the, adrenal glands and the pancreas, the following endocrine glands are the testes, and testes, their main hormone is testosterone, and ovaries, with the main hormones being estrogens and progesterone, right? And we're going to talk about secretion of estrogen and progesterone as they fluctuate based on the uterine cycle. And this is where the third ventricle is. This is the third ventricle, right? The space filled with CSF